So now let's talk about setting units and saving our file as a template. So here I have again a completely blank drawing, and in this case I will start with the unit setting. Now for the unit you need to type UN. Simply type UN, press enter, and this will start drawing unit panel, this one. You can also go to application button, drawing utilities and units. And that's also going to start the same thing, which is this drawing unit panel. Now in this drawing unit panel we have, well, several other panels. For example, we have the length, angle, insertion scale, sample output, and here also there is a panel called lighting. Now this panel is not available here because we are using AutoCAD LT, but if you are using AutoCAD you'll see another panel called lighting, which is related to 3D rendering, which we are not discussing now, so you can ignore that. But the lighting panel has two settings, international or American. You can select any of these settings and that hardly matters for this example. Alright, now let's move to the settings that actually matter. And the first one here is the type of length. Decimal is selected right now, but you can click this drop down and select architectural. Now basically we use architectural drawing format if you are making a drawing in feet and inches, and if you are making a drawing in meters or millimeters, then you can select decimal. Now in this case I'll leave decimal selected. Now apart from that we have other formats, for example engineering, fractional and scientific, which you can choose based on your requirement. Then we have precision, and precision is number of decimal places that will show up in your drawing. So in this case 4 decimal places is selected, which is kind of big for our example, so I'll just reduce it to 2 decimal places. Now our drawing will only show 2 decimal places, and that's for length. Let's now go to angle. Now here also we have several formats. The first one is decimal degrees, and then we have degree minute second. Now you can choose any of these two formats. The most frequently used formats for angle are these two. Then we have grades, radians and surveyor units. So you can just select grade, which is kind of like decimal degrees, but in this case a complete circle is divided into 400 grades instead of 360 degrees, so a quarter of a circle is 100 grades. So that's great. Then radians is similar here. 2 pi radian is a circle, so a 90 degree angle is pi by 2. And then we have the surveyor unit, which is another method of specifying unit where we use directions to specify the angle. For example 30 degree east and 20 degree north, something like that. Okay, then we have insertion scale here. Now this is the important thing. Now this is the actual drawing unit. We have several units here. You can select from any of these. You can even select unitless if you don't want any unit. Now it will show you a warning when you use this unitless. You can continue, or for now you can just cancel this out. Now here I will select millimeter, and we have made our changes. Now in the precision value you can also select a precision for angle. So maybe let's just select 1 decimal place as the precision, and with that you can click OK. But before we do that, let's see what this thing is. Now here we have a tiny checkbox called clockwise. Now if you check this box, the clockwise direction will become positive. Now by default in AutoCAD, anti-clockwise direction is positive, and AutoCAD measures everything in anti-clockwise direction. If however you want to change that, if you want to make clockwise as the positive direction, then you can check this box. You can also go to this direction button and you can change additional settings. For example, the base angle is east, which is this direction towards right side, and it is also taken as angle 0. Now if you want to make another base angle, for example if you want to make north as base angle, then you can check this one, and now the main angle will be this one. So automatically AutoCAD will start measuring from there, which again we don't want. So I'll just select east. That's the 0 degree angle from where we want to start measurement. So click OK, and with all these settings click OK again, and we have set our unit. Now all of these changes will be lost if you open a new drawing. For example, if I open a new tab here and if I go to unit, you'll notice that all of these settings are lost. So we don't have 2 decimal places, 1 decimal places, or millimeter here. All the settings are lost. So if you want to retain all of these settings, then you need to save this drawing file as a template. So let's see how that works. So go to this application button and go to save as, drawing template. Now this will save your drawing as DWT file. So I'll click on this, and by default it will show you this template location where you can save your file. You can also save it on another location, maybe on desktop or somewhere else, simply by moving it to whatever location you want. Maybe in this case, let's save it here, and I'll call it SourceCAD template. So here we have SourceCAD template, and the name is DWT, and I'll save it right here. So click on save. And if you want to add a description, that's here, you can add it and click on OK. We are done. We now have a new template called SourceCAD. Alright, now let's close this drawing, and if you want to now use that template, then simply go to this drop down, select Browse Template, and select your template from this list. So as you can see, we now have the SourceCAD template. Select, click open, and now AutoCAD will start your drawing, which is drawing number 6. It won't name it as SourceCAD, and here the settings are retained. So type UN, press enter, and we have 2 decimal places, millimeter, 1 decimal place. So all the settings are retained. Not only that, if you now open a new drawing, it will use the same settings which we have saved for our template. So if I go to UN again, we have same settings, exactly the same. Now if you want to change it back to default, then go to Start, and here go to Browse Template and select any other template. For example, AutoCAD-LT.DWT or AutoCAD.DWT. Select Open, and now once again we are back to normal. So select UN, and once again it's using the base template settings. And if I open a new tab, it will once again use the settings of our base template or the default template. So UN and the default template. So if you open a template, AutoCAD will keep on using that template for all the new drawings as long as you are not opening a new template. So that's how you can change your drawing settings and save it as a template.